Gentlemen and Andy Bell. It is indeed an honour and a privilege to represent the Lynors tonight by giving this speech. Although you have to look at the good, the bad and the ugly, and you can see why a man of my calibre, charisma, charm and good looks is the obvious choice. In reply to the esteemed Anne Radley, I would like to give you all this insight into her life. It has been a long and varied life so far. Not many of you know this, but Anne also qualifies for Saga holidays and cheaper insurance. Anne likes the good things in life. Some might think she's actually a snob, actually. We know this. Anne is like a good wine. We all know that good wine only gets better with age. Wine needs to be savoured, sniffed, swirled, enjoyed slowly. However, every wine connoisseur knows that after tasting you spit in a bucket. As I said, I think Anne is like a good wine, and with improving with age, although some might disagree and think she'd be better left on her side in a dark place given time to mature. If Anne were being compared to a car, she'd like to think she was a Ferrari or a Range Rover. To me, she's like a right old classic. The only bonus there is she is cheaper for Scott to run, as he doesn't have to pay any tax on her. The downside of a classic is that the bodywork has needed a bit of attention. When you get to a certain age, bits of your bodywork start to rust, fall off. Anne is a little vain and isn't ageing gracefully. I heard through the grapevine Scott has had to take out a second mortgage in the house to pay for Anne's revamp. The hair dyed, the slack bits tightened, the tight bits slackened. But I'm sure you will agree, the pain and cost is worth the investment. But with those great pearly whites, she can line up in the starting line under the name of Sprankle. I suppose the benefit of those teeth is that you can, when they start to hurt, you can always pop them in a glass at the side of the bed. Anne is a woman of expensive tastes. She decided a few weeks ago her wardrobe needed an overhaul. I didn't like to say, but I had kind of thought the same myself. Scott took pity on her when her hauling out a dress she wore 25 years ago. Scott, being the gentleman not wanting to dent her ego, says he'll take her on a wee luxury shopping trip. All is going well until Anne spots a pair of designer shoes that she falls in love with and insists she must have. Scott says looks at the price tag and says there's no chance I'm buying you them. I can shoe up a whole yard of horses for the price of them. Anne stomped off on the half shopping trip over. Later on that night, in bed, Anne is dozing off when Scott gets a dose of the horn. Places his hands on her hip, nudging a bit closer. Anne turns and says, "No way, you ain't. If you ain't prepared to shoe the horse, you're not riding it either." Anne reached a milestone at the beginning of this year. Oh, what a scunner to be half a winner. And Scott was really stumped what to get her. Chatting to his old pal Davy Sloan, he says, "She has everything, and besides, if she can afford to buy anything she wants, I'm stumped." Davy says, "I have an idea, why don't you make up a certificate? that says she can have 2 hours of great sex. Any way she wants it, she'll probably be thrilled. Scott does just that. The next day, Davy asks, well, how did my suggestion go? How did it turn out? He says, oh, she absolutely loved it. She jumped up, thanked me, kissed me in the mouth and ran out the door and see in 2 hours. I could go on all night. There's lots of stories like being sick in the bypass after an Ann Summers party, eating her tea off the ground at the Highland show, after pinching chairs from nearby lorries, flirting with every man within 20 miles of the Highland after too much pink champagne. The list is endless. If you care to catch me a small cash donation at the bar later, or even a gin and tonic, I'll spill more beans. Just a wee quick word about the others. When Chris chose all his liners, it was on the condition that we didn't crack any more jokes about his height or lack of hair. Because he's heard them all, so CB, I've got a text from the hair transplant clinic. Your appointment is next week and when converted.
Jack, you're up.
So waiting that 7 brothers will pick you up at midnight. When Ashley was chosen, everyone thought it was for her equestrian capabilities, good looks. I must have been gasping when I wrote this. Credit to the town, etc. But we all know the real reason. Ashley is a nursery nurse, used with working with kids who have tantrums, snotty noses, tears, spew, occasional pissed pants, nits and skin. The committee knew with these credentials that she'd be perfect for looking after this year's liners. Ashley and Chris have a major job in their hands with us 4 liners. Myself, known as the village idiot, I'll try to keep up the reputation, but I'm not guaranteeing it. Greg is maybe a little well known. How could I describe him? Well, a bit dim, I would say, the boy. Trying to decide this year what the theme for the liners party. Greg, we'll go with the any beginning of the letter Q because I want to dress as a koala bear. Drew will try his hardest and give 100%, but we all know a Hiddleston 100% is everybody else's 50. This time I've left the best till last, and our Robin. If we can keep Robin off the phone, out of speed limits, at a steady trot, and can keep her cuddles from the ladies, that'll keep him totally happy. I'd like to finish on a positive note before you start heckling me. If you'd all just like to stand up and wait, I got my glass with me, but we'll do a toast to Team 14.